Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Mindset Monday. How do you get motivated? How do you get inspired each week? So, as it's Monday, it tends to be the week where we start the week where we're going kind of like down and we want to try and pick ourselves up a bit. So I thought motivation today would be a really good topic. So we're going to talk to Andy and find out what sort of things he talks about in his sessions to motivate people and how they seem to go from state to state to making results happen in their business. What's your take on this, Andy?
Okay, well, there's a really interesting distinction for me between motivation and inspiration.
Yeah.
So, you can come and sit down with me and leave really motivated, but what does that really mean? For me, motivation is maybe temporary and can be externally applied. So, it's okay to come and get motivated in your coaching session, but then you're not going to be in your coaching session for the whole of the week. So how are you going to stay motivated? And I think that's where the challenge arises, and that's what we're talking about this morning, isn't it? So the point is, what makes you demotivated? Because let's think about it. You can get motivated, but it normally goes away. So what causes demotivation? And for a lot of people, what would demotivate them, do you reckon?
Well, probably going back into the norm and finding that, you got the same sort of results over and over again.
Yeah, absolutely. And probably a lack of belief as to how it could be different.
Yeah.
And maybe not a big enough vision as to what they really, really want. Yeah. So for me, it would be about if you only perceive it could be a little bit different or not different at all, then the motivation is going to go away quite fast and just go back onto the treadmill of your business. And then it's just about getting through the day.
So what are things then that do get people motivated in your business coaching sessions?
Well, I think there's everything we talk about is to drive the business forward, but it's all harnessed around something different to motivation. It's all harnessed around vision, which is inspiration.
Yeah.
So for me, the distinction between motivation and vision, and inspiration rather, is inspiration should be a permanently applied internal force as opposed to motivation, temporarily applied external force in a lot of cases.
Gotcha. Yeah. So having more inspiration comes from a vision, having a bigger vision, seeing what's possible. So what about like negative self-talk then that can go against this inspiration? I mean, we go through our day-to-day lives.
Sure.
And you come across different things, and it could be some other work colleagues or people that you meet, family members and stuff, that could probably be demotivating you and uninspiring you. How would you deal with these, not difficult people, but people that rob you of your motivation?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think there's a number of links, isn't there? I mean, first of all, you have to allow them to rob you of your motivation.
Yeah.
Because that's a choice. You don't have to let that in. Secondly, I suppose, we talked about goals a couple of sessions ago. And goals are something that you have to learn how to achieve, so you have to grow into your goals.
Yeah.
So the problem is, if you don't know how to achieve them, then it tends to lead a lot of people to self-sabotage and think it's not possible. But the whole point behind a vision is that it's so big you haven't got a clue how to achieve it. so there's a bit of a paradox going on there, isn't there? For a lot of people. But the point is this, so if you then automatically set something up which you might fail at, then given our inherent fear of failure, which we talked about that as well, the way it was instilled in us from 5 years old through the whole social conditioning system, how much are we going to move away from that, believe it's not possible, and get demotivated?
Okay, we'll have a quick break now, guys. We've talked about inspiration, how we can get that internal state moving, and it seems to be coming back to the size of your vision and the size of your goals. So how about after the break we talk about getting those goals, making them happen, and keeping inspired and pushing to make the business grow?
Yeah, and that self-talk that you were mentioning.
Yeah, absolutely. Catch you after the break.
How far are you going to take your business? The content you're learning in this video is only the tip of the iceberg. If you're ready to take your business to the next level and start implementing the right strategies that are right for you, then now is the time to book your complimentary coaching session. In the session, we explore what strategies will get you to where you want to be in the most effective way possible. Book your coaching session today. Call 01527 757 910 or visit goodtogreat.actioncoach.co.uk.
Welcome back, guys. We're talking about inspiration, motivation, how to get motivated, and we're going to be talking about goals now and setting those goals so they inspire you day in, day out, and not just yourself, business too, your business culture. If we start to work on the culture, work on the environment, we can get people more motivated, inspired, more often to keep them in that higher level state, performing well. We're going on to a different topic now, aren't we?
Could be.
Let's not talk about culture today. We'll talk about that perhaps on Friday or Monday, but that's something we're very passionate about as well. Especially when building businesses, it's got to happen. Absolutely. Okay, talk about goals then.
So you mentioned negative self-talk before the break.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, that's something really important, because we've already sort of alluded to it. If we're setting up goals which we don't know how to achieve, then the negative self-talk, it's really easy to allow that to creep in because we inherently don't know how to go there.
Yeah.
But the point is, you can take this back to a very simple default standpoint from my point of view. The goal that you've set, or the vision that you're setting up, has somebody else achieved it? And I would say that in 99.9% of cases, the answer would be yes. So if somebody else has, they found out how to. And if they found out how to, somebody else knows how to help you get there. So this, we can almost put that self-sabotage aside if the vision and the goals are important enough to us, by going, well, it's possible because someone else has. So all I got to find out is how.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really important distinction. And if you've got a very clear visualization of what your life will look like when you get to that place, even though you don't know how to get there right now, then that should be the thing that inspires you and maintains as a force to take you there. And that should detract from anybody coming in and trying to sway you off course.
If it's possible, someone else has done it, it's possible for you to do it too.
Absolutely.
Just got to take the steps and find out how.
Absolutely. But we have to start with something that's much, much bigger, because we've talked about this before as well. Thinking about growing by 10%, let's say. First of all, is it enough to make a massive difference to our life? Well, we might just have to work 10% harder. And that might be a massive difference to our life, because we might already be working pretty hard already. So, thinking about that 10% growth, if it comes with more pain, then why is it going to motivate you?
That's right, yeah. I mean, for me personally, I know you're into your running too. It's got to come from a place where it's like you got to do an instant action.
Yep.
Something's got to be inspiring you so much on a certain level that it's got to be like, I can't just go about the way I'm doing things normally, because that'll only get me a little bit further. If you want big changes, it's got to take some action that changes in your lifestyle, the habits, or something you're doing in your business right now needs to suddenly take a change.
Definitely. So, what I'd say is, rather than trying to be motivated, go and find out how to be inspired. And when that comes along, then the motivation isn't an issue. So I'd sort of ask you, what do you need to do to first of all get inspired, and then secondly, go and find somebody who's in your camp who will absolutely believe in you, or even lend you their self-belief to keep you inspired and on that track to find out how to make it significantly better rather than just a little bit better.
So I listen to a lot of read a lot of books as well, and a lot of the big business people out there, they go to advice for 95% of the people that are giving them advice will say, no, don't invest in this, it's a bad idea, don't carry on, don't do this. But they're people that aren't actually ahead of them. But when they go and speak to multi-billionaires, these are millionaires speaking to billionaires, they go, yes, go and do that. And they're the only people telling them to go and do that action.
Absolutely.
Because they've been there and they know that that was their changing point in their life. So isn't that interesting that somebody is actually self-sabotaging it when some people are growing it too?
Yeah.
Cheers for watching, guys. We'll catch you for Friday review on Friday.